Hi, Pipers. In the month of September, we've been talking about how you get to school in your car. We found out that most of you start in your neighborhood with lots of houses and streets. Then some of you take the highway with buses and trucks. And we all end up in the town of Yorktown with all the sights to see. This story is called Ernie's Neighborhood by Deborah Kovacs. Pictures by Joe Ewer. Ernie's Neighborhood. It was a busy Saturday morning on Sesame Street. David was washing the windows at Mr. Hooper's store. Susan and Gordon were planting in the little garden in front of 123 Sesame Street. Big Bird was riding his unicycle. Ernie was the only one in the neighborhood who wasn't busy. Ernie, would you please mail this letter at the post office? Bert called from the window. Oh, sure, old buddy Bert, said Ernie. It's my entry in the bottle cap collector's contest, said Bert. The first prize is a trip to the Fizzy Fizz Bottling Company. The envelope has to be mailed today, and I promised I'd help Susan and Gordon plant their garden. Can you get there by 12 o'clock? That's when the post office closes. Oh, you can count on me, old buddy Bert, said Ernie. As Ernie passed Oscar's can, Bruno was tossing trash into the big white sanitation truck. Trash pickup day is my favorite day of the week, said Oscar. Look at all this great junk I saved. Oh, that's nice, Oscar, but I can't stay. I have to go to the post office to mail this important letter for my old buddy Bert, said Ernie. Ernie walked on. As he hurried past the library, he heard the librarian reading a story. Rumpelstiltskin's is my name, she read. Oh, it's story hour. Mrs. Anderson's reading my favorite story, he said to himself. Ernie sat down on the library steps and listened to the story until the end. Ernie waved at the manager of the Playful Pet store as he passed by. I don't have time to stop today, he called. But then he stopped in the pet store for just a little while. As Ernie waited at the red light, a fire truck zoomed by. I wonder where that fire truck is going, he thought. Then he followed it. The fire truck drove to the fire station and parked inside. Ernie saw the firefighters climb off the truck. He watched them wash and polish the fire truck. Hey, you want to help? Asked the captain. He handed Ernie a soft cloth. You can give that brass bell a good shine. In the playground outside the Sesame Street school, kids were playing games. Grover and some friends were playing softball. Ernie stopped to watch Harry Monster at bat. Harry swung and hit the ball. It flew high over the fence. I got it, cried Ernie as he ran to catch the ball. After the game, Ernie passed Mr. McIntosh's fruit and vegetable stand. Mr. McIntosh was taking shiny red apples out of the crate and stacking them. Hi, Ernie, said Mr. McIntosh. Do you want an apple today? Well, thanks, Mr. McIntosh. I'll eat it on my way to the post office. I have to mail an important letter for my old buddy Bert. On his way again, Ernie munched the apple. Then he heard a loud whistle shriek from behind the fence at the construction site. I'll just peek in for a second, he said. The construction site's the busiest place in the neighborhood, said Ernie, as he watched a truck pour cement into buckets. Then he watched a huge crane lift the buckets of cement to the top of the building. I'd sure like to run a big crane like that someday, said Ernie. Ernie meant to hurry past the barber shop, but then he saw Grover sitting in the barber's chair. Ernie watched Grover get his fur cut. Just a little bit off the top, please, Grover said to Mr. Snippet. As Ernie hurried past Hooper's store, he spotted a sign in the window. Monster Berry Crunch. It's the flavor of the week. It's my favorite, said Ernie. Maybe I'll just have one scoop. Cuckoo, cuckoo. Where's that bird? Ernie wondered as he followed the sound to the fix-it shop. Louise, what is that noise? Said Ernie. Oh, it's Bob's cuckoo clock, said Louise. I'm fixing it. A little bird popped in and out of the clock. When it goes cuckoo 12 times, that means it's 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock? said Ernie. "Oh, no, my old buddy Bert needs me to bring this letter to the post office." Ernie ran out of the fix-it shop and ran down the street. Ernie's feet pounded up the steps of the post office. He imagined he could hear the cuckoo clock chiming 12 again. He raced up to the counter. "Please, I have to mail Bert's Fizzy Fizz letter," he said to the postal worker. "I promised to mail it today. I ran and ran to get here by 12. Ernie stopped, out of breath. "Don't worry," she said. "Your letter will go out today. You made it just in time." "Oh, thank you," said Ernie. When Ernie got back to 123 Sesame Street, Bert said, "Hey, Ernie, you missed a busy morning on Sesame Street. Did you mail my letter in time, Ernie?" "Oh, sure, Bert, said Ernie. "No problem." Ernie's Neighborhood.